done. Nice jump, Matthew.
Thanks. I feel good about it.
One of these days.
Everything in my lower back feels compressed right now.
That's only because it's all compressed right now.
That's true. How we doing, guys? I see the giant things have moved and
The
turned
pods.
The pods turned open.
The pods turned open.
To the people in that pod, sorry. Can't see you, but...
I do wonder if like the people in the 9th row up there actually bought that seat. They're like, well, these two are open. We'll snag those for Saturday.
Or they just really don't like us.
That's really what it is.
Most likely it's that.
There's probably B. Are you having a good time, Minneapolis, Minnesota? Are you enjoying yourself? Will you be attending the Saturday night special tonight?
Make some noise if you're first time Supernatural convention goer. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the circus. We're here to entertain you with chaos. You first-timers who this is your first time at a convention, Supernatural convention, do not miss the Saturday night special. It is the backbone, it's the guts, it's the glory of this thing.
It is.
Well said, Matt.
Rob Benedict generally wears a tight t-shirt and tight jeans, and it keeps me dreaming for months.
Yeah.
I don't want to know what those dreams are. You know what? With that awkward segue, let's go right to
He
questions.
really hates it. He hates when you and I
Hit on each other?
hit on each other.
Yeah.
It's more than hitting on each other, Rich, I'll have you know.
I know.
Because it's real love. There's nothing you can do about it.
Well, you went right for the boob. Look at that.
How can you not?
Nothing says love like that.
You kids. All right.
You.
Are there two sides happening? Let's start. Where do you want to start? Over there.
That's it.
You got it.
You have to talk into the microphone, just so you know.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh my goodness, there's people here. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Hi, Matt. You're absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you. That's great, I love that.
Okay, so I already asked Ruth out on a date. However, I feel like it's still acceptable to ask you to marry me.
For me to marry you?
Yes.
Sure.
There you have it. That's 2 engagements in 1 weekend.
There you go.
It's a record.
I'll talk to you later, wife. I'll find out your last name.
It's Cohen.
It's Cohen now. Unless she wants to hike on it.
Hey, you come from a really rich family, right? You don't? I don't know if it's gonna work out. We'll give it our best shot. Just write me a check and see what happens. Hey, this side, questions.
Hi, I just want to say first that it's my birthday today, and this is the best birthday present ever.
Happy birthday.
What do we do when it's people's birthday?
We stare at each other awkwardly.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
What was your name?
Happy birthday, dear Jada. Jada or Dana?
Jada.
Happy birthday to you. There you go. That's our best rendition.
Cohen singing.
Expect more of that at the Saturday night special tonight.
Okay, my question is for Rob. I was wondering if you always knew that Chuck was going to be God.
No, not really. No, at the beginning I thought he was the prophet, and then when Eric Kripke left the show at the end of season 5, that's when it was news to me. That Swan song when I did that one. So, but even then I read the script and I didn't know. At the end, it's like Chuck says, he gives a look. He's in a white shirt and then he vanishes. But I was like, I was reading and I was like, where did I go? And then I was like, where did I go? I had the same question you all had. What was that about? And then, so I get up to set, and like a boom operator's like, "So you're God, huh?" And I'm like, I guess. Really? I don't know. So then Eric Kripke called me. He's like, "Hey, the good news is you're God. Isn't that cool? It's exciting." I was like, "Yeah, that's awesome." And then he's like, "Bad news is I don't know when I'm going to be able to get you back into the show." He basically took me with him when he left. I think the idea at the time too was it was like I was kind of like him, the sort of mastermind of the whole show. So anyway, then Robbie Thompson, sort of found the right entrance for me to come back in and make it official. And so I knew at the end of season 5, but Eric was very much like let the fans think what they want to, and then now it is. So.
You.
My name's Kirsten and I'm from Iowa.
Right.
My question is for everybody. What did you guys think of Jared and Jensen when you first started the show?
Didn't like him, not a fan. Not nice guys. It's kind of like, homely.
In all fairness,
Homely guys. Little rascals, tiny little rascals. Runts of the litter. Rude, ugly runts of the litter are from the Northeast. They're very distinct Boston and New York undertones in their accent. Yeah, I couldn't help but wonder how much horseback riding goes down in New England by the way Jensen walked in that day. Yeah, I didn't like them. I thought they were from the Northeast, and I thought they were rude and short-tempered. But now that I know them, I mean, obviously my opinion's different. I know they're not from the Northeast. They're still so runty, little tiny, just pocket-sized little fellas.
it's always nipping at your
If you've
ankles.
never seen them, you're gonna have to stand up to see them when they take the stage. They're just tiny. Like Ruth is like, "Hello." What did you think the first time you met Jared and Jensen?
I was absolutely in love with them.
Right? I totally know. It's like you see them, you're like, "Oh my God, we're totally meant to be together."
That was the angry Valley girl.
It's like, so, what are the other girls doing at the party? I'll tell you what we're gonna do.
Are you a Sam or Dean girl?
Sam girl, but I'm being curious.
There you go. Well done. Awesome. Thank you for the question.
Quick aside, I was really scared. They scared me. They were super tall, and I felt very short. Just I wanted to honestly answer the question.
But in fairness, when you meet anybody,
I'm scared.
Hey, let me just say you're all amazing, and I love your characters to pieces, and the casting is amazing. But if you could play any other character in Supernatural, who would it be?
Demon number 5.
It's a good role. Strong role.
Died in the teaser.
But the monologue.
But he had this nice little sweater.
Yeah.
It wasn't too fitting because that's not flattering on me.
Right.
But it wasn't baggy either. Like it was his older
And
brother.
it didn't scream demon.
No,
I mean, like you didn't know it at first. You think, "Oh, this is a nice shop owner, a local merchant in this town."
Yeah.
And, here go the black guys, and boom.
Boom, black eyes boom, and then dead.
Yeah. So I play him. Matt.
I'm just going to say what you guys are thinking. There's only one character I would play other than Michael and John and kind of Lucifer and Baby. And that's only because I could do a better job at it. And it's Crowley. It's like a no-brainer.
Why does Crowley have to have a British accent? Why can't he be from the South?
Because he's not. I think I'd be Castiel. More than anything, I just want to be Misha. I think.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, no, we do. And then my second role would be Demon number 5.
Taken.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This side.
Hi, my name's Gabby, or Gabrielle, after the beautiful angel Gabriel.
Fabulous.
And I was wondering, which supernatural character do you think would best rule the Iron Throne?
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones reference. You watch Game of Thrones? I've never seen an episode.
Okay. Then you're going to be great. This is going to be a good question for you.
Great.
Who would best rule the Iron Throne?
Gosh, Rich, can we answer together? Because what do you think?
Well, I feel like Game of Thrones has a very strong and powerful female presence,
yeah, I was
especially
gonna
now.
I might vote Ruth Connell.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna mix it up a little bit. I think Rowena would be a great one. Rowena would be cool.
Who'd loosen up Winterfell?
Sheriff Donna.
Charlie.
That, my man, is the right answer. Yeah.
Sure, thank you.
Hi guys, my question is for Richard. I love the Thrilling Adventure Hour, and I miss it. And Misha did it. I was just wondering, did you ever try to get anybody else to do that show?
Rob Benedict did Thrilling Adventure Hour. Tim Amundsen did it.
Yes.
Tim got me into it, actually. Robbie and I were going down to Comic-Con about 3 years ago, and Tim was supposed to do Thrilling Adventure Hour. For those who don't know what that is, it's this podcast done. It was done in the style of old-timey radio, where actors in suits and ties and dresses on stage in front of a live audience with scripts that they'd gotten mere minutes beforehand, with a live band or the whole nine, like old-timey radio, but done as a podcast. And truly brilliant stuff. Heightened comedy, written brilliantly and performed brilliantly by this cast of regulars. And they would have guest people come in all the time. I know John Hodgman did it a lot, Nathan Fillion did it a lot, and Tim Amundsen did it a lot. And so when Tim couldn't do it, he had to find somebody to pinch hit for him, basically. So he called me and said, hey, can you do this? I went, sure. And he put me in touch with them. And so I didn't know what I was going to do, and was blown away and almost, passed out on stage because I didn't realize the pressure of acting at breakneck speed of these great comedic minds. I mean, you got some guys, Mark Evan Jackson, who's one of the funniest guys I know, who also happens to be making an appearance in a series Rob and I are doing called Kings of Con. Mark Evan Jackson did a little piece of that. Some great talent, and so I did it, and then I threw Robbie's name in the pot. And they were already big Rob fans, so then Rob came and did it, and Misha's done it, obviously, and Tim. And anytime they called me to do it, I dropped everything and went and played with those guys, and was always in awe of what they could pull off. If you've never heard it, it's a podcast, it's worth listening to. It's called Thrilling Adventure Hour. And thank you for the question.
Yes, thank you.
Hi, my question is for Rich. First of all, you're beautiful.
It's just a lady expressing your feelings, guys.
Second of all, I suppose, I love your directing style, and I was just wondering what advice you would give to someone that wants to start a career from behind the camera.
Hey, you know what? I do have advice for that. Because when I was trying to make films in my youth, it was much more difficult to get the equipment. Now, you've got a 4K camera in your pocket.
Right.
And probably an editing system that came free in your laptop. So it's easy to tell stories. It's not easy to tell good stories. It takes practice to get the vision you want and to be able to execute films the way you want them done. But that doesn't mean you can't be shooting all the time with your friends and family, with putting ads in local paper and using local actors and just writing stories or hooking up with writers who have stories and shooting things, because you have the ability to do it. And that's the greatest advent of digital photography for filmmakers ever, because availability is what held back a lot of people with ideas when I was young, because you had to, the film was expensive, processing was expensive, the editing was expensive, everything. And now it's not expensive at all. Again, that it still takes practice to do it right, but at least you have the opportunity to do it. So my advice is, do it. Don't sit around and think about it, talk about it, or wish about it. You could do it, so go do it. And do it again, and do it again, and do it again, and you'll get better and better and better, and then you'll be great, and then you'll do it, and then I'll ask you a question in the panel. You're welcome. Oh, good Lord.
Do any of you speak any foreign languages?
Oui. Si. A little bit late.
Actually, that was a wrong Big Latin.
Up and say anything? I'll be ready.
You go a little bit late.
Hey, listen. I upped it up, Faye. All right? Listen, let's not point it out, Faye. Like an ERT joke.
You would understand gibberish.
What?
Who knows what gibberish is here? Anybody?
It's a thing?
Watch. Say, you can't speak it? I just would jump down off a stage. Who can speak gibberish? Seriously, it's
It's not that hard. I just can't do it. You can do it. Just say, hi, I love oranges and bananas in gibberish.
Other guy, let the go of the orange of the gives of the damned.
One more time. I love oranges. Just say that.
Other guy, let the go of the orange of the gives.
And I understand that.
I do too, because you told her what to say.
That's right.
She said I love oranges.
Yeah.
There you go. Now
There we go. So the answer is yes, across the board.
Please don't rip pants.
Thank you. You.
Very nice in the front.
This is for Rob.
Robbie.
Hi.
I have a question, but also I want to know if I could get a hug after.
Heck yeah.
Okay. My question is, if you could pick anyone to play Jesus, who would it be?
Wow. That's supernatural.
I think the answer is clear, and I think everybody knows exactly who it would be.
Who would be Jesus? But like, it could be an actor that's not been on Supernatural.
Right.
Just because he has long hair doesn't make him Jesus.
Dude, it's so obvious.
Sabius?
So obvious.
Yeah.
Come on.
Right.
1, 2, 3. Jared
Jesus.
Leto.
I was gonna cast Jesus as Jesus.
That's a tail on the nose.
Jared Leto, says my friend Rich. Sure. Something popped in my head real quick. Oh, Eddie Vedder. Eddie Vedder.
I think of Jesus.
Yeah. That's just for selfish reasons. Because I was really polite. Did you just burp? Oh, that's you doing Eddie Vedder. Sorry. Go ahead.
That's all I got.
Anyway, yeah, because I just like to work with Eddie Vedder and be like, hey man, what's going on? So you're Jesus and I'm God, so that's kind of cool. That would be a fun conversation.
Can you get out of my trailer?
Yeah, no problem. You can let me know. That's a pretty good Eddie Vedder. Get over here.
Guys, more of that. Hug each other, spread the damn love. The Supernatural Love Fest continues. Question over here.
Hi.
Hi.
No, don't look at me. My question is, if you could poof into any movie or TV world, what would it be?
If we could poop into any movie. Are you asking a fecal themed question?
Like Genie.
Poof! Poof, and I'm in the world.
Is that a verb?
Yeah, to poof. I'll poof it to you.
Don't do it.
I'm gonna go with the question I heard. If I could poop in any film. I've always wanted to drop a deuce in a costume drama, you know? Something Merchant Ivory, something like Remains of the Day. Have to take a squat over there. Have Anthony Hopkins have to show me where the can is.
Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah. Listen, I know it's not like there's a lot of tension here, but I gotta. Snake out of the cage. Anybody?
Good God. Where'd that come from?
Yeah, so I'm gonna say poop in a costume drama. Matthew?
I'm gonna stick with the poop question, and I'm gonna say I would in the movie Beetlejuice, when Beetlejuice is little and he's in the little town in the attic, and he's like, "Come on, just say it." I would just like to be like poop and watch a poop the size of the actual mini church in the little town fall down, and just watch Michael Keaton be like, "Whoa, hey, it's a poop." That just seems great.
Sometimes you give silly answers, but that's really
That's
good
one of the best
answers.
answers ever.
It's also one of my favorite movies ever.
I have the same answer for both questions, poop and poof. I poop and I poof into Game of Thrones. Because I feel like if you poop in Game of Thrones, no one's gonna care. You know what I mean? Everybody's pooping on the street. Yeah, I see that. There you go.
Thank you. Great question.
I hope she's happy with the answers.
I gotta be honest, we get a lot of repeat questions, con to con. That, ladies and gentlemen, Minneapolis, Minnesota. the first.
My question is for my friend, and it's for Matt, and she wants to know what it was like working with the How to Get Away with Murder cast.
It was a fortunate experience. What can I say? Those kids are on that show are all incredible. I just got to see Alfie Enoch at the little TCA thing we did for ABC the other day, and he's just one of the best people on earth. He met me when my son was about 1 month old, and I hadn't slept a wink in 30 days, essentially. And it worked for the character, because the character was a really rough guy, but I hadn't seen him in months since last year, like September, October, whenever we were filming that. He ran up to me on the red carpet, like moved out his publicist out of the way, runs up to me, grabs both of my hands, and goes, "How's Macklin, man?" And I just, that is exactly how you define that cast of people. They are wonderful. They are supernatural-esque. They're that wonderful of a team. They really are.
Awesome. That's so cool.
Hi.
Hi.
So, you guys all have decided and done like a lot of different interesting things at these conventions, and I was wondering if like any of your family or friends had ever like commented on it or been like, "What in the world are you doing?"
I'm going to start by saying my dad has no idea what my life is like, really. He's like, "Oh, you're an actor. I see you on a soap opera every now and again. That's cool. So when you're coming home, there's a lot of landscaping that needs to be done in the back of the house."
Yeah, I don't know if I think it would involve Googling things, and that's not my family's strong suit. They're not a Google people.
Not big Googlers.
Not big Googlers. And so no, I don't think they really have any. It still doesn't make any sense to them that I go around town to town in support of a show that I stopped doing in 1989. It doesn't compute, but they're all for it. They're very supportive. They just
during the Bush 1 term.
Yeah, they're like when Poppy.
My family knows what I do, but funny enough, this weekend will be the first time my mother is experiencing this for the first time, and my brother is here as well, so that helps. It helps, because you really kind of have to see it to understand it.
Yeah, my folks have come to a few. When we go to Nashville, they'll come down and check it out. My dad's come to a few towns, and he digs it, and he especially likes to see us goofing around. Like that's the part he digs the most. But all the everything, it just doesn't compute. They're not convention goers themselves in terms of he goes to photo ops and things like that, and he's just a real head scratcher for him. But again, they love it. I think it's awesome. It's a new and exciting world. Thank you.
Before we move on, can you guys just do something real quick? I want to send my dad a video because you guys have been such an incredible crowd. Can you guys just go, we love you, Mr. Cohen, all together? It should probably sound like, "We love you, Mr. Cohen," because you guys all speak faster and so it won't work out. All right, ready? Hold on. So when I'm going to talk to you, and then I'm going to open it to you guys, and you say it. I should use the microphone. All right, here we go.
You might as well.
I'm filming me right now. I'm gonna go like this.
That's a one-take team, Rich. That's one take.
I tell you, from questions about dropping a dump to doing things and tributes to dad.
A hell of a crowd, Minneapolis. Make some noise for yourself.
So my question's for Rich. Yeah, you. So if Gabriel had a favorite brother, which one would it be?
Who are my brothers? Yeah, remind me who they are. Is my John
Sebastian's one of them.
Is Sebastian one of them?
Yes.
Who else?
Raphael.
Lucifer.
Castiel's a brother of mine? Lucifer? Well, not that guy.
He's a good guy.
Who else? Wow, a crap load of brothers.
Yeah, they love it.
I just feel like everybody's yelling out Mentos.
Yeah, I don't hear anything.
Mentos.
I would have to go with Michael because we travel together to do conventions. So if I don't say Michael, I'll never hear the end of it. Who do you think his favorite brother would be? Well, sure, you people say that. You're biased.
I probably would say Cass.
Yeah, of course, sure. Absolutely. Because who didn't want to hang around with this guy? Thank you for the question. Yep.
Hello, how you guys doing?
Great.
Great, you?
Great, I would like to know your actual favorite joke.
Favorite joke, Rich?
I got it. It's a prop joke. My favorite joke since I was nigh on the boy, and it's also Southern in nature because I am Southern. You have to look at my hand to get the joke right. How is my hand like a pie?
How?
It's got meringue on it.
Meringue.
Hold on, wait for it. Rich, still a few people figuring it out. Think about it, guys.
This is meringue pie.
It's got meringue on it.
You got one or you need a second?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you my son's favorite joke right now.
Let's hear it.
A grasshopper walks in the bar, and the bartender says, "Hey, we got a drink named after you." And he says, "You got a drink named Frank?"
That was good smile. My favorite joke is from my punchy partner in crime, my partner in the boxing gym in LA, and he's from Brooklyn, and he talks like this all the time, and people come in, and he goes, "Hey, what do you call a Spanish guy with a rubber toe?" Roberto.
That's good.
Oh, hold on. We're not doing this because, Robbie, you gotta tell the joke that just makes Brianna mad.
Makes her mad.
It just
I don't
makes
know
Brianna
if
mad. It's a great joke.
It ages me.
I think also our physical appearance
Okay.
ages us.
That's touche. The gray ages me.
I don't think there's anybody out there wondering how young we are.
This is truly, I was gonna say this and then I remembered Brianna hates me when I tell this joke. I don't know why. I think it's a lovely joke. But, and you probably heard it, but a guy takes his dog into an agent and he says, "Hey, I got a talking dog." And the agent was like, "Talking dog?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's a talent agent. So anyway, he said, "Talking dog, yeah, talking dog." All right. So he says, "Yeah, watch this. Hey, Rover, what's on top of a house?" And Rover says, "Roof." Hey, Rover, what does sandpaper feel like? Rough. Hey, Rover, who's the best baseball player of all time? Ruth. And the agent goes, "Get out of here!" And he kicks him out onto the street. And they're out on the street. The guy's like, bruised up. And the dog shakes himself off. The dog looks at the guy and says, "Maybe I should have said DiMaggio." I don't like that joke.
It really pisses Brianna off, though.
She doesn't get it.
Makes her mad.
She's a child.
I don't get it.
The funniest part about rehearing it is thinking how it went the first time.
She was also like, "Who the hell's DiMaggio?"
It would help if she knows the sport, you know. Them. Well, okay, them.
You guys.
All right, I have a question for Rob.
Yeah.
I loved you in Waiting.
Oh, thanks.
You backed me up so I was rolling around laughing. So I was just wondering, first of all, did you take your character Calvin from Waiting and did you input that into Chuck, because he's awkward in the show? So how did you, and is Ryan Reynolds really that funny?
Okay, so first question, that goes into a lot of my characters, that sort of thing. I mean, that's something that comes easy to me, an awkward guy. I would like to think, I guess Calvin's a real loser. But I'd like to think Chuck is not. Well, I mean, now, joke's on you guys, Chuck's the guy. But I do put that into a lot of my characters. I don't know, something that comes easy because there's a part of me that's sort of that way.
What?
So yeah, that's it. There's certainly a little touch of Calvin within Chuck, for sure.
Within Chuck, you guys were like together in some sense.
Ooh, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to go
I
meta?
love you in both of them. I love them both.
I love you for loving that. That's awesome. And secondly, Ryan Reynolds is truly a very, very funny guy. He's like so fun. He knows how to make a line super funny. So yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Hi. I have a question, but it hinders on the fact if Rich can remember filming Band of Brothers.
He doesn't really like to talk about Band of Brothers too much, guys. He doesn't remember a lot.
How much time do we have left in this panel?
Not an experience of better.
I'm gonna lay down.
Yes, I remember filming it.
Okay, so in the first episode, the obstacle course that you had to go through, where you're going underneath like the razor
Barbed wire, yeah.
barbed wire stuff. I wanted to know how physically draining that was, and how it compares to when you did Tough Mudder.
Well, Tough Mudder was super challenging because I think we all sort of trained for it. It was challenging in so much as it was long and with a lot of arduous tasks to do in the middle there. It was awesome, physically draining. Band of Brothers was just draining because it was every day doing, basically working out every day with these guys, doing the training and doing the boot camps and everything else. So it was a very physical job and was exhausting in that regard. I don't think there was one day of shooting of Band of Brothers that was as hard as Tough Mudder, because Tough Mudder was so intense for the one day. But overall, as a job, I've never had a job that's as physical as Band of Brothers, because we were constantly having to run and jump and crawl under crap and do all this stuff, and we were all doing our own things there. They didn't have other people do the tough stuff. So we were, from boot camp on, very involved in doing the sort of Hollywood version of the training, but it was still exhausting, but awesome at the same time, because it was such a fun group of guys. Same as Tough Mudder, but also awesome experience.
But wasn't there must have been an extra sort of also with Band of Brothers, just what you're doing and the fact that you're thinking about the actual men who were doing it, and that added probably another level of...
It did. I mean, obviously, when you pulled yourself out of it, you thought, wow, there's sort of a greater good or a greater story being told here that is, representing the men who really fought this war. But like anything else, when you get into the nuts and bolts of getting together with your guys who are now your friends, who were the cast, and doing the training sequences, which they would just run as giant, put cameras everywhere and have us do obstacle courses and that kind of thing. And they would just cut it together. So it was like Tough Mudder, that it was us cheering each other on, giving each other a hard time when we couldn't do it. So it was, you weren't necessarily thinking that at the time you're doing these obstacle courses and these more challenging physical scenes. You're really just kind of having fun doing them, or getting pissed off doing them, or getting frustrated, or whatever your natural response was, which is kind of what was cool about it, because you didn't have to do it in pieces and think of it as a scene. You could just go do it, and they would film. Right. Thank you.
I've done some obstacle courses on military because I was in JROTC. I didn't go into the service because I didn't want to, but I did that, and we went to boot camp. We did sort of like boot camp sort of stuff. So I understand that how physically draining it can be.
Yeah, but it's a certain amount of camaraderie that goes along with that, because you're in it with everybody else.
Yeah.
And that kind of what makes it, I think, unique and cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. You.
Hi.
Okay. Most questions don't start with.
Sorry. First things first. Can you adopt me?
Rob's on it.
Guys, you good with that?
Robbie, she's all yours.
I talked to the guys and we're going to adopt you.
3 men and a 18?
17.
17.
Thank you very much. In all seriousness, I hate to be a Debbie Downer.
Teenagers.
But,
Sorry. Debbie Downer.
But how has playing your character affected, your beliefs? I mean, you're God, you're Gabriel, and watching you guys has really changed me. And, I used to be atheist, then Catholic, and now I'm something. And I just want to know how, because it's a different side of the Bible.
Right. You know, for me, I can speak for myself, and they probably would agree. Like, what's my personal beliefs? You know, that I think they are kind of what they are, and what's changed for me is this. You guys have affected me in a great way, and that's how I feel like I've changed spiritually. Is just being able to experience this has affected me.
I think it's spot on. I think it's the aftermath. I mean, filming it, playing the role, probably has a bigger impact on the viewer who's seeing it in context of a season and how the episode's processed at the end and all that kind of stuff. Because we're doing our part and going away. We're not seeing the whole thing put together, and we don't have a macro view of it until the series comes out. But it's the aftermath, I think, that has been so influential. It's changed our social circles and our professional circles and things.
Affected our lives. I mean, you know, we don't take any of this for granted. We feel so blessed by this experience every time we get to meet you guys and chat with you and see what you have together too.
Matthew?
I just, I guess in order just to top their answers, I'll say...
it's a healthy outlook.
Free pizza for everybody, I don't know.
No, but like, honestly, exactly what they said. I think that, I don't know quite still at 33 years old what the hell I believe in. I do know what I've learned through this and being here and these people becoming my family is that I believe in people more than anything else. Period.
All right, you. Lay it on us.
Hi. My question's actually for Matt.
Matthew.
I mean, of course, I love Supernatural the most, but I grew up watching General Hospital, so I'm super excited.
Yeah,
so my question for you is, what is your favorite part about filming being Griffin on General Hospital, and what is your least favorite?
My least favorite is doctory and priestly dialogue, which I have a really rough time getting through. And my most favorite is that all the doctor jokes that are flying around these days. Dr. McMuffin said there's just like 100 nicknames that I have, and I think it's hilarious. It's really all good things. I actually have nothing bad to say. I get to wake up and act a lot. Thank you.
You know, one of the things I don't like about this stage? The shitty set with the bad trees over there. I feel like,
It seems like a lot of service. Sorry,
I'd just like to say, you really know how to fuck up Three Guys panel. Thanks.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that one right here.
until we play the song, you're not officially here. So you can stay there all you want, but you're not officially here until we play the song. We're gonna play.
It sounds like we're picking up the police scanner and monitors here.
I got a 1090 over there.
I say we go right into our meeting.
We got a creeper in the fake bushes over there.
So let's just do it. Let's just make you actually physically exist. Are we ready? You don't exist yet.